Hi, I'm Bill O'Reilly. Thanks for watching us tonight. No formal talking points memo because we have a lot of information about the Indiana primary. First up, Trump won. Room to spare. Second, looks like Sanders will defeat Hillary Clinton, although no one will say that but me. Third, here's Martha MacCallum. Tell us all how it went down according to the exit polling. Before we get to that, though, I called this race for Trump 3 weeks ago, as you know, and I said after the New York primary.
So what have we been doing all this for?
I don't know why you guys are all doing this. I don't know why you're staying up late. You're on 24 hours a day. The process is the process, and I respect the process. But it was clear to me after New York and that, you know, huge
resounding
right, that he was going to sweep in. And that's exactly what's happened. Here are the numbers that we have thus far, and we are awaiting Ted Cruz, who's probably going to speak during this hour. And we will take a good part of the senator's remarks. There is going to be an announcement made by him. I don't want to speculate about it, but there's either one or two things, right? He's either going to California or he's hanging it up. Now, the headline of the exit polling is...
I think there's two headlines. I think the outsider headline continues to ring true. More than anything else, what these voters in Indiana wanted was an outsider by huge numbers. They also are very concerned about the U.S. economy. And 92% said they're either concerned or very concerned. And they believe that Donald Trump, who has spoken to them since last summer about fixing trade deals, about bringing manufacturing back to the United States, that's what matters to these voters. And Ted Cruz had made a bet that they were very conservative, that he could win enough, bring them out in large enough numbers. And he did win with very conservative. But the problem is that the majority of GOP voters, or the independents who went GOP tonight, are not very conservative. They fall much more into the somewhat conservative and moderate.
I think it was 62% were moderate or somewhat conservative, and the rest very conservative. Now, this was what they call an open primary, so anybody could vote for anybody.
Right.
On the Democratic side, what did we see in the exit polling?
So Bernie Sanders is ahead with independents. It's a neck-and-neck race at this moment, but Bernie Sanders looks like he's
But I just told you who's going to win.
I know Bill O'Reilly already told you who's going to win.
Bernie.
We have not called a winner in this state yet. But there's a look at the independents number. You can see he does very well with them, 73
and that's what's going to put Bernie over the top, the independents, absolutely.
In terms of the honest and trustworthy number, which we watch closely for Hillary Clinton, she had a record high in those who believe that she is not honest and trustworthy. 44%. Yet 53% believe that she is. She's not that worried about Indiana. Her overall numbers, as we know, are very strong, and she looks like she will make it through this process and secure the nomination.
When you mean she's not worried about winning because she's so far ahead, and we're going to talk to two Democrats later. She didn't even take out a TV ad, not one.
No, not one ad.
In the whole state. Now, what caught my eye, and I want you to explain this to me, because I may have it wrong, in the exit polling, is that a substantial number of Republican voters will not vote for Donald Trump if he gets a nomination. What's that all about?
So here's what that number is. This is people who voted for Ted Cruz or for John Kasich, because some of them did. So the people who did not vote for Trump, then you break that down and you say, well, where are you going to go? 51% of them say they will never vote for Trump. They're in the, quote, never Trump crowd. So the question is going to be, where will they go? Will some of them potentially go to Hillary Clinton? Will they stay home? And then you see how the numbers stacked up for probably Trump.
So it looks to me like it's going to be 55-45 on a combination of Kasich and Cruz will get 45% of the vote in Indiana, and Trump will get 55.
Right.
So that means that 45% of Republicans, you cut that in half. Would you say 44% won't vote?
51% say they will never vote for Donald Trump.
So that, if that holds, Hillary Clinton would win Indiana, which is a Republican state. It always goes Republican, if that holds. And, you know, Trump has a good point, is that the whole thing's going to turn around, the whole dynamic, once it's a one-on-one. Yeah. But that number caught my eye.
It's a very interesting number, and it goes, I mean, this is the dug-in, never Trump crowd. And what we're seeing also is that Republican voters in Indiana, 60% of them say they believe that this process has divided their party. So there's a rift, you know. There's a San Andreas fault running down the GOP party, and we're seeing those numbers bearing out in Indiana again tonight. He's got his work cut out for him. He believes he can bring some of those people over. He thinks that number's not going to stay at 51%. Boy, it got ugly in Indiana over the past
I know, and thank you for bringing that up. I'm not going to use the attacks that Ted Cruz made on Donald Trump, because I haven't done that the whole time. I haven't used it. We call it ad hominem, to the man attacks. Unless there's somebody here to reply to it. If Cruz were here, I would use it. I said, what are you doing? Or if Trump were here, I'd say, you want to reply. But just to use them, because Cruz got frustrated today, and he just laid out Donald Trump in a very personal way.
One last thing. But he won won the late deciders. Cruz won with the late deciders. But the problem is that there weren't a lot of late deciders. 75% of people were already locked in. He got the late deciders, which has to have him and his campaign looking at that number and saying, what if we did this earlier?
No,
what
he shouldn't have done it.
Sooner?
He should not have done it.
Or, look, some of it may have been...
You do it face to face. You don't do it.
That's what he said initially.
That's not the way it landed. Yeah, those personal attacks. And I said this about Boehner the other day when he attacked Cruz. Okay, no, that's wrong, and we don't want to be a part of it. Nice job as always, Martha. Thank you for helping us out. We appreciate it.